I smiled and waved at him every single day for 7 long years. He was the perfect neighbor, the kind of guy you see in movies about perfect American suburbs. We had BBQs together. He helped me hang Christmas lights, and he was always offering to mow our lawn. He was a friend until the morning I found my best friend, my beautiful dog Max, foaming at the mouth, shaking uncontrollably in our own backyard. The vet said, "One word, poison." And in that gut-wrenching moment, I knew exactly who did it. What I did next. Well, let's just say it cost him his marriage, his job, his house, and every single friend he ever had. This is the story of the sweetest, most calculated revenge I've ever taken. We lived in a quiet little suburb just outside Seattle. It was the dream, really. Big green lawns, kids riding their bikes down the street, and that feeling that everyone knows everyone. Mark lived right next door. He was in his late 40s, a respected school teacher, married to a lovely woman named Emily, with 2 little daughters. He'd bring us cookies at Christmas. We'd watch each other's houses when we were on vacation. It was all so perfect. And he loved Max. Or at least, that's what I thought. Max is a golden retriever, the friendliest, happiest dog on the entire planet. His tail never stops wagging. Every single morning, without fail, Mark would lean over the fence and say, "Hey buddy, you're looking handsome today." And Max would just about wag his entire body in response. Then things changed. We put up a small security camera on the side of the house. Nothing fancy. It was really just to keep an eye out for package deliveries. But about a week after it went up, I started to notice Mark's smile was different. It was forced, tight. He started making little complaints, things he'd never mentioned before. "Max was barking a lot last night," he'd say. But Max never barked at night. "He sleeps right by my bed." Then the comments got more personal, a little meaner. "Your dog's getting fat. Your dog's too loud." One day, he actually said, "You know, some dogs just don't belong in nice neighborhoods like this." I just laughed it off. I thought he was having a bad day, a bad week. I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd seen it for the warning it was. The day Max almost died is burned into my memory. It was a Friday morning. I opened the back door, expecting Max to come bounding towards me like he always did, but he didn't. The yard was silent. My heart dropped. I called his name, and then I saw him. He was lying under the big oak tree, his body twitching, shaking violently, and there was this thick, white foam pouring from his mouth. I don't even remember driving to the vet. It's all a blur of terror and panic. 48 agonizing hours and over $8,000 later, the vet finally had an answer. Antifreeze poisoning. And it was deliberate. Someone had poured it into a bowl of water in my own backyard. My safe, fenced-in backyard. The second I got home, I went straight to the security camera footage. I scrolled back through the night before, and there it was, 11:47 p.m. A figure in a black hoodie walks silently up to my fence, leans over and pours something into Max's water bowl. Then he just turns and walks away. As he turned, the streetlight caught his face for just half a second. It was him. It was Mark. I took the footage straight to the police. I was shaking with a mix of fury and grief. I showed them everything. They came, they looked, and then they shrugged. Their words were, "It's hard to prove intent. Maybe he thought he was just pouring water for the dog. Pouring water for my dog. In the middle of the night. In a hoodie." I was speechless. 2 days later, I found the antifreeze bottle shoved deep in his trash can the night before garbage day. The exact same brand the vet said was used. I took it back to the police, and they said the same thing. Still not enough for charges. Not enough. My dog was nearly killed, and it wasn't enough. I stood in my driveway that night, looking at his house, at the perfect little family life inside, and I made a promise to Max, who was sleeping on a pile of blankets, still weak from the ordeal. I whispered to him, "If the law won't help us, I will." The revenge began at 3 a.m. I went to an all-night print shop and had 200 waterproof posters made. In big, bold letters, they read, "Beware animal poisoner lives," at 1427 Birch Lane, and right below it, a slightly blurred but still recognizable still frame from the security footage. I spent the next 2 hours plastering them on every telephone pole, every community mailbox, and under the windshield wiper of every car within a 1-mile radius. By morning, the entire neighborhood wasn't just talking. They were staring. Next, his wife, Emily. I created a brand new anonymous email address. I sent her everything. The full, unedited 4K video of her husband sneaking into my yard, a PDF of the $8,400 vet report, with the diagnosis circled in red, a crystal-clear photo of the poison bottle I found in their trash. The subject line was simple and chilling. "For the safety of your daughters." She left him that same weekend. She packed up the car, took the kids, and never came back. Then came the job. Mark was a beloved 5th-grade teacher, Titan hero. I couldn't let that stand. Again, using anonymous emails, I contacted the school board, the principal, and every single parent email address I could find online from the school's PTA directory. The message was the same. Would you feel safe with your child around a man who secretly poisons family pets? I attached all the evidence. 3 weeks later, an email went out from the school announcing that Mr. Mark was let go for unrelated reasons. We all knew what that meant. It was fear. The final touch required patience. I waited 6 months. The house he once shared with his family, the symbol of his perfect life, went up for sale. He was desperate to leave town. The first time a for sale sign went up, I did some digging and found out when the open house was. That weekend, I paid cash to a local moving company to park one of their biggest trucks in his driveway for 3 straight days. It was completely empty, of course, but potential buyers would drive by, see the truck, and assume the house was already sold or in the process of being moved out. The sale fell through. He tried again a month later. I did the exact same thing. He finally sold the house, but at a staggering loss of $180,000. The last I heard, Mark lives in a one-bedroom trailer about 40 miles away from here. No visitors, no friends, no Christmas lights. People in his new town say he crosses the street to avoid anyone walking a dog. And every single year, on the anniversary of the day Max almost died, a single anonymous card shows up in his mailbox. There's no signature inside. It just says one word: woof.